All right, let's dive right in. If you're running a local service business, this is for you. We are going to break down exactly how you can fill up your calendar with really high-quality jobs using the two most powerful tools on the planet, Google and YouTube. So let's get into it and build your playbook for 2026.
You know, this quote from Mind Digital Group really just hits the nail on the head. For decades, right, being good at your job was all that mattered. Word of mouth was everything. But that whole game has changed. Today, if your customers can't find you the second they search online, your skills, your fair prices, well, they might as well not even exist.
I want you to picture this. It's the hottest day of the summer, a customer's AC unit just sputtered and died, and they're frantically grabbing their phone. They aren't just browsing. They're in a panic search for a solution right now. In that moment, whose name pops up first? If it's not you, you've already lost that job.
And that means the real battle you're fighting isn't just against other contractors for the work itself. Nope. It's for the customer's attention in that split second they search for help. The real fight is just for visibility. And winning that fight is what we're going to cover.
So, this brings us to the first really big shift in how you need to think. You have to totally rethink what and where your storefront is in 2026. It is not a physical building anymore, not by a long shot. It's your digital footprint.
And here it is, your Google Business Profile. That's your new storefront. When somebody searches, it is the very first thing they see. Your phone number, your location, your website, and probably most importantly, your reviews. So ask yourself, is your storefront inviting, or is it kind of collecting digital dust?
Now here's the good news. Winning today isn't about the old way. You know, having the biggest marketing budget or the loudest, most obnoxious ads. The new way to win is by being the most helpful and the most trustworthy contractor in your entire area. It's a huge shift from just selling a service to actively solving a customer's problem before they even pick up the phone.
Okay, so how do you actually become that most visible, helpful, and trustworthy option? Well, that brings us to the blueprint. This is the step-by-step guide to earning your spot on that coveted first page of Google.
First things first, you have to understand the why behind all this. See, Google Search is a product, and its #1 goal is to give its users, your potential customers, the best possible experience. That means serving up the most relevant, the most authoritative, and the most trustworthy results for whatever they're searching for. Your job is to prove to Google that you are that result. So how does Google decide who gets the top spot? Well, it really boils down to these 6 core things. Distance is easy. How close are you? Relevance. Do you actually offer the service they need? Prominence is a big one. Are you a known authority? Website SEO. Does your website back up everything you claim? Then there's engagement, which looks at how people interact with your profile. And finally, consistency. Are you an active, living, breathing business? Let's zoom in on a couple of the most powerful ones.
Let's talk about prominence. Think of this as your online street cred. How credible do you look to Google? Well, it figures this out by seeing how often your business name pops up across the internet. Getting listed in local directories, getting links from partners, and of course consistently getting good reviews. All of these send signals to Google that you are a legitimate, respected expert in your field.
And your website? Oh, it's absolutely critical. Your Google profile and your website, they have to work together, hand in hand. To prove to Google that you serve specific towns, you need to create dedicated pages on your site for each service in each location. A generic services page just won't cut it anymore. You need specific pages like bathroom remodeler in Springfield or AC repair in Shelbyville. This tells Google exactly who you are and, just as important, where you work. Okay, so once you've dialed in your Google presence, the next level up is video. And listen, this is not about trying to go viral. It's about using video to build a real human connection and create trust before you even set foot in a customer's home.
Now this right here, this is such a critical insight. For a lot of homeowners, their journey to solve a problem doesn't start on Google, it starts on YouTube. When they have an issue, they aren't just looking for someone to hire. They're trying to understand the problem itself. They're typing in things like, how much does this cost? Or, is this a serious issue? And they are turning to YouTube for those answers.
And hey, if you need data to back that up, here it is. Even on Google itself, video is becoming a massive part of the results. Recent studies are showing that nearly a quarter of all Google search results now feature video content. So if you're not making video, you're basically invisible in a huge chunk of the search landscape.
So what kind of videos should you make? Forget about those cheesy commercials. The best strategy is just to be helpful. Take out your phone at a job site and answer the questions you get every single day. Explain the cost of a common repair. Walk people through what to expect when you show up at their door. This stuff positions you as the expert, and it builds an incredible amount of trust.
All right, we've covered visibility and trust. The final critical piece of this whole puzzle is reputation. You absolutely need a system to turn your happy customers into your most powerful marketing tool through online reviews.
So, how do you get more reviews? Honestly, the simplest way is usually the best. Most people are more than happy to leave a review, especially if you just ask the right way. After a job is done, you just look the customer in the eye and use this simple, powerful phrase you see here. It's personal, it's polite, and man, it works.
Here's a simple 4-step process. It's called the feedback first method. Step 1. You just ask them for feedback directly. If it's positive, you move to step 2 and use that script to ask for the review. Then, and this is so crucial, you make it dead simple for them by sending a direct link right to your review page. That removes all the friction and makes it take them like 30 seconds.
So what happens when you put all of this together? You're not just doing marketing anymore. You are building a predictable year-round engine for new leads that works for you even while you're out on the job site.
And this is the potential payoff. Take a look at this real-world example from one of the sources. A renovation contractor put these exact local strategies into place. And the result? An extra $300,000 in booked jobs in just 6 months.
And that wasn't a fluke. This strategy works across different trades. Here's an HVAC contractor who did the same thing. They generated over $360,000 in new revenue in 6 months. Think about that for a second. No ad spend, no special tricks. Just the raw power of becoming the most visible and trusted choice in your town.
So if you take just one thing away from all of this, please let it be this. Winning online is not about chasing algorithms or learning some complicated secret trick. It's a really simple mission. Just be the most helpful, the most visible, and the most trustworthy contractor in your area. Everything else we've talked about is just a tool to help you achieve that mission.
So let's end with a really simple, actionable thought. I want you to think about the single most common question you get from customers, day in and day out. You know the one. Now ask yourself, have you answered that question on video yet? If not, well, that's your first step. Thanks for tuning in.